Yes, everybody, welcome to the United Legacy Arms. It's a bit of a red in the background. It's Manchester United against Young Boys in Bern. The Champions League is starting tonight. A little bit of an early kickoff. It's a bit weird, 5:45 kickoff, isn't it? Champions League for me is always 7:30 p.m. No questions asked. But tonight we kick off early and the team news is out. What I'm going to do in this stream is I'm going to bring you the team news. We're going to have a look at the tactics of Manchester United, the tactics of Young Boys. We're going to look at the strengths and the weaknesses. We're going to look at the starting 11 together. We're going to bring a few of you in. We've got Ian in, he's waiting. Klein, he's waiting. Edmund, he's waiting. And your chance as well to get your comments read out, your opinions across. You let me know what your reaction is, but let's just go straight in and let's go straight and look at the starting 11 because the starting 11 is out. And I tell you what, there's not many surprises. I told you that it would be a strong team. It is a very strong team from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, but there are a few changes. And importantly for a lot of people, Donny van de Beek is one of those changes. Donny starts tonight in midfield alongside Fred. We spoke about it in this morning's live stream. Could Fred work with Donny van de Beek? We didn't know whether he could. We questioned whether he could. We're going to see tonight. Fred is playing alongside Donny in midfield. Ronaldo's playing up front. That was never, ever in doubt, surely, right? At the back, here's an interesting change. You've got Lindelof playing alongside Maguire. I actually thought it might be Maguire that gets rested, but apparently not. Champions League Varane, we're going to have to wait for his Champions League debut for Manchester United. But it looks like a very simple, let's go straight across and look at what I believe the starting 11 is going to shape up like. It looks quite simple. It looks like Fred playing in midfield with Van der Beek, Pogba playing on the left, Bruno playing through the middle, Ronaldo up front, and this boy playing on the right-hand side. Jadon Sancho playing on the right. For me, that is exciting. That's probably the thing. Actually, no, who am I kidding? I'm most excited to see what goes on with Donny van der Beek in the middle. That's always been the talking point. We've said, play Donny in midfield, play Donny, play Donny. We've been crying for Donny van der Beek to be played. He is getting played tonight. Not in his preferred position, but he's come out and said, look, I can play in the number 6 role. And not that it's going to be a pure defensive midfielder. It's going to be a bit different because he's a double pivot. But Donny starts tonight with Fred. I predicted Matic would start. I questioned whether Matic would start, even though I predicted it because of his age. And Solskjaer tonight, he's taken a gamble. He's taken a gamble, but finally Van der Beek gets his chance. As I said, I'm a bit surprised to see Lindelof coming in for Varane. Not really sure why that is. That's probably Solskjaer just making sure he rotates his players. He feels confident enough in this game to play Lindelof to get minutes under his belt because I don't know if we're playing Liverpool I don't know if we're playing Liverpool or City in a few weeks' time and Lindelof hasn't had any starts and Varane gets injured early doors and Lindelof comes on, you want him to have game time. That's probably why he's doing that. Paul Pogba playing on the left. He's playing fantastic right now and playing in his best position on the left-hand side. I'm excited to see that. Bruno through the middle, of course. Champions League Ronaldo. I've definitely just put a £10 bet on him to score a hat-trick tonight. Not going to lie. And Fred to get a yellow. What do you reckon? Ronaldo to score a hat-trick, Fred to get a yellow? That was my guess. I think that will happen. But Sancho on the right-hand side. This is something I'm extremely, extremely excited to see. Because what I want to see here, where's that line, is the link-up. I want to see Wan-Bissaka. I want to see what he can do with Sancho there on the right-hand side. I've said it all along. You can't expect Wan-Bissaka to improve and grow as a player if you don't get him a partner on the right-hand side. What we should see here is we should see Sancho here. Wan-Bissaka coming there. Sancho cutting inside. Wan-Bissaka playing it to him. Sancho dragging the defender. Wan-Bissaka going around the outside and Sancho doing that pass there. Ronaldo coming front. That should be a move we see tonight. That's what I want to see. I want to see that from Manchester United. I want to see Sancho and Wan-Bissaka linking up. I want to see Ronaldo running to that front post and getting there for the crosses for Wan-Bissaka. I want him to fire in good crosses. Wan-Bissaka, so much is said about his attacking game or lack thereof. But I've said it all along. If you can't expect Wan-Bissaka to massively improve as an individual if you don't give him a partner down this side. Now he's got a partner tonight, and that's Jadon Sancho. And I'm very, very, very excited. Fred, you're holding up them flying pigs because Donny is here tonight. Donny is somebody that everybody has wanted to see in the team, and I'm excited for it. Anuj, what you're saying, good thing that Donny got a start. I'm sorry, Sam, can't join today, going out for dinner. will join for the match reaction. No problem at all. I'll see you another time, my friend. Gonzalo, finally. VDB and Lindelof back and Sancho playing on the right. And I hope more rotation later. I hope now that we can. Rotation is going to be key to Manchester United's success chances this season. Solskjaer tonight, he's made a couple. I'm surprised he's rested Varane. And maybe he's going to come out with some quotes. Maybe he's going to explain why that is. Because Varane, I don't think, needs to be rested. I think that's, as I said, he's just getting the minutes in Lindelof's legs and getting him ready to play. Bruno, he's not going to get rotated that much. He should do. Remember how burnt out he got last year. But let's get a few of you involved. I can see you all patiently waiting down there. I'll get a couple of you involved. We'll have a chat. Let's open the arms. Ian, I can see you there. And my man, it's what, 2 in the morning where you are, my friend. That's the commitment.
Where's your beer, or?
It's here, mate. It's beer at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Don't be annoyed with me, but I've only got a Coke tonight because I forgot to go to the shop.
To be honest, I've still got to go pick up my kids from nursery, so I'm expecting they might hold her back if I come back smelling like a brewery.
Right. What do you guys think about the team then? Let's pull that up.
I mean, I think I can understand why he's resting players. So you do need to have that bit of rotation because we've got 2 games a week for coming up now for a while. This is one of them games I said to you on the chat this morning, I think Ronaldo should have been rested. He's probably going to play it in the next league game. Is that West Ham?
Yeah, it's West Ham on Sunday.
So, and then he can rest. There's no way he's going to play on the Carling Cup. He's probably not going to get a minute in that competition this year. So yeah, he can probably, if he can do 3 games in a fortnight, then grand, let's play him. Bruno, he's probably going to be on the same sort of rotation, 3 games in a fortnight, no more than that.
What do you think, Or? You happy with it, or do you agree with Ian that there should be more rotation here?
No. I think 3 is a good compromise. I don't want Ollie to change like every game, 5-6 players. I'm happy that Bruno's starting as well. I'm not too sure about Lindelof starting because their striker, I've forgotten his name, he's like 6'3". He's very dominant, physical player. I just hope it's not another Istanbul game this time round.
I mean, Istanbul, that goal we conceded against Istanbul, honestly, it's the worst memory I've got since 2013. That's how bad it was.
It's a must-win game for us.
Can I ask you? So, would you have gone with Maguire, Varane, or would you have rested Maguire?
I would have gone with Maguire and Varane. Varane's only played 2 games for us.
Yeah,
3, 2. He doesn't need a rest at the moment.
No.
I'm a little bit surprised, I'll be honest. I'm a little bit surprised to see Varane not in there. But as I said, I think this is Solskjaer's way of getting minutes into the legs of Lindelof, because if I don't know, something happens in the games we've got coming up in October, the last thing you want is for it to be Lindelof's first appearance.
But I'm happy that Donny's getting game time tonight. That's
Donny, coming in.
We've got to talk Donny.
I am so happy.
I am expecting a monster game from that man. This is
the issue, right? And this is why I always fear for players who are on the fringe. People are going to be thinking exactly that, Ian. I want a monster of a performance from Van der Beek. Whereas in reality, your central midfielders, you just want them to sort of make the game tick. Not really do much, just not really do much wrong. And now, because he's finally getting a start, people are going to be expecting 30-yard passes, great intricate play for him to not make a mistake. I think he's going to get hyper-criticised, and I think that's going to be a bit of an issue. And I think he'll probably be thinking that as well himself.
But he's gone on Rio's YouTube channel saying, "I want to play this position." It's one of them. He's talked the talk, and now he's been given an opportunity to walk the walk. If he'd have sat back,
what do you think he's going to play like?
I actually think
he's going to be box to box.
Yeah, he's going to be box to box. I think it'll appear understated what he does, and he has kind of set himself up. He's not got the outlet like Ronaldo had against Newcastle to go and score two goals. But if he gets an assist, let's say he assists Ronaldo or Bruno for one, and digs us out somewhere, then just those 2 little key interactions are going to be enough for Ollie to say, okay, maybe this guy has got something worth having a bit more of.
I hope. I mean, it's going to be It depends what goes on, because technically one of Fred or Van der Beek is going to have to hold back. Which one of those is more likely to hold back? I don't really know. Fred's not very good at it. Van der Beek strikes me as someone who's got a bit more discipline to his game, and probably strikes me as someone that Solskjaer is going to say, you hold back a little bit. But I'd rather see him go forward than Fred, because Fred, as we've seen, he's not in the best form this year. And let's be polite to Fred. You know, sometimes he's good. Sometimes it may be good, sometimes it may be shit. I think that's probably what Fred is as a footballer, really.
Well, maybe Fred needs a game where he's not the centre of attention, and putting Van der Beek there, again, after everything he said to the pressure, and he's put the pressure on himself saying them. And I think he needed to say them. I'm not going to criticise him for that, but he's put the pressure on himself. You've got Ronaldo there, first Champions League game, equals what's Casillas' record tonight. You know.
Yeah, I'm bagging the hat trick. The hat trick's coming. Boom, boom, boom. Perfect hat trick. Straight in the bank. Look, he's broken all the records, as I said this morning. Top goal scorer, top assists. He's now equal with Casillas on appearances. He's like, I think he's like 800 or so minutes short of the all-time minutes as well, because Casillas
he'll probably
next season.
He'll beat that one hit while he's here, won't he?
Of course he will. He still wants to break all the records. But ladies and gents, you let me know what you think about that in the comments. And before I let you two guys go, what's your predictions for the game based on that starting 11?
3-0.
4-1.
4-1.
No. We need.
To be fair, we've got to give a little round of applause to all for that one. He absolutely nailed that for the Newcastle game. He called 4-1. He's now Mr. He's the all-seer, so he's calling 4-1 again. So everybody, get your bets on. It's going to be 4-1 again, because all said it.
Before I go,
yeah,
can I just want to say that going forward, I think a combination of Donny and Scott going forward could work really well when Scott comes back.
That's something I want to see before January.
Yeah,
because if we don't see that before January, then I would be asking the question: do we need a CDM? Because we've not seen these two play. If we see that and it's pants, but we're still in a fight for the league, then I'm screaming for a CDM.
I mean, ideally, I'd like to see a bit of Matic and Donny play, but Matic can't play more than 2 games a week.
Yeah,
his legs are just going to fall off. So
yeah. Anyway, my prediction 3-0. I think it's actually important to get a clean sheet, because we've only had one so far this season, and I know we've not conceded more than one, but I still, we're good up front now. I still want us to show, we can defend it a little bit as well. We can keep, even especially without Varane there now, we can keep it tight at the back.
It's true. We'll find out, eh? We'll find out.
Yeah.
Right. I'll let you two guys go. I'll bring a couple more guys on very, very soon. We'll have a little bit of a look now at young boys, how they've been getting on so far in the Swiss League, and what their formation is going to be. So thank you very much, lads, for joining on. And I'll speak to you soon as well.
Thank you.
Remove. There we go. Right. So I'm feeling pretty good about tonight. I was feeling pretty good about tonight before the starting 11 came out. I'm feeling even better, if I'm being honest, now that the starting 11 has come out. The thing I'm most excited... No, there's 2 things I'm excited about. As I said, when I was looking at the starting 11 there. Van der Beek, obviously. Can he cut it? As Ian said there, he talked the talk. I can play number 6. I can play number 8. I can basically play anywhere you want me, Ollie. Just please play me. That's basically what he was doing. He was begging. So Donny's got to turn up tonight. As I said, I fear there's going to be a bit of a hyper-criticism and an over-expectation of what we should be expecting of him in midfield. But if he can just do the simple, and I hope he does it, if he can just do the simple things right and the simple things better than Fred, I completely agree with all there. McTominay and Van der Beek is the midfield duo I want to see, because McTominay's got the physical presence, he's got the dynamism, he's someone who's a bit more box-to-box but has real discipline. Out of all of our midfielders, even more so than Matic maybe nowadays, he's got the discipline in him. And if you tell him to stay in a certain position, he won't budge from that position. Playing him alongside Van der Beek, you can see how they would complement each other. It's a bit like when we played Maguire and Varane, Maguire and Lindelof last season. Both individually are good defenders, I think. I think Lindelof gets a lot of criticism, but I actually think he's an all-right defender. Playing together, and they exacerbate each other's weaknesses. I think the same thing might be said when we see Fred and Van der Beek together tonight. I fear for that, but given that Matic is, 490 years old now, and he's only played a game 3 days ago, it's clearly obvious that Solskjaer couldn't play him tonight. Yeah, I predicted it, But I'm glad to be proven wrong. So Van der Beek is one reason I'm massively excited for this game tonight. And another reason I'm massively excited for sure is Jadon Sancho. As I said, Jadon Sancho is somebody who's had to, so far in his career, really deal with being on the left-hand side. He is not, I mean, he can play on the left-hand side. Cool, he's good enough to do that. But he is a right winger. That's where that's his natural position. It's like playing Dan James out on the right-hand side the whole time when his natural position was actually on the left. That's a bit weird. Jadon Sancho, I'm excited to see what he does tonight. Really excited. I think he's going to fire in the crosses. Ronaldo should be licking his lips at the concept of Jadon Sancho running down there, getting the crosses in, and Luke Shaw overlapping Pogba and getting the crosses in. I'm not sure how good young boys' centre-backs are, but they're playing against the greatest of all time. So if we can get them in, Ronaldo will have the movement there. And he knows that it's different in European football. There's going to be less pressure, and I think that will probably help Fred and Van der Beek. There's going to young boys line up in a straight 4-4-2, very United of 90s. They're going to line up in a straight 4-4-2, so it'll be interesting to see the space there. But that will definitely mean, if they go in a traditional 4-4-2, that this man gets buckets of room between the two lines. If they go in just a straight 4-4-2, Bruno is going to have a lot of fun here tonight. Bruno may end up being man of the match, the sort of person that the game always ticks through Bruno, but if he really does find the space, young boys are going to struggle to stop him. So what you might see is the central midfielders dropping a little bit deeper, and the central midfield and the centre-backs pushing up a little bit to try and squeeze the space out for Bruno. If that is the case, then we need to get Van der Beek and Fred. We need them moving further up the pitch and taking advantage of that space that they're leaving there. It's going to be an interesting tactical battle. You don't really see many teams lining up a 4-4-2 anymore, do you? Very old school. Very, very old school. But how have young boys been playing? Let's have a quick look at their results so far in the Super League out in Switzerland. So they're currently fourth. Play 5, 1-2, drawn 2. Let me get that a little bit bigger. You can't really see that. This is their current form going into the game. They won 4-0 in their last game. Who did they beat 4-0? They beat league leaders, Zurich, 4-0. Out of nowhere. Woof! Look at that. Where is that? Let me pull that game up here. What are you doing that for, young boys? So 3 days ago, they absolutely pumped the league leaders 4-0. So they're going to come into this game very much full of beans. What is it called? The Super League? I don't know what it's called, the Super League. The Swiss League. Don't know. Simple as that. But I'm not sure you said there was a centre forward that was 6 foot something. I'm guessing you mean, is it that bloke? Don't know. Anyway, he scored a goal. But look at that. 2 goals from midfield from Michel Abisha. Ooh, very nice name. It'll be interesting to see how that midfield battle goes tonight. I don't think Donny and Fred should come under too much pressure. As I said, I think there's going to be a lot of spaces. Traditional. It's going to be tough for Lindelof and Maguire because they're going to face 2 centre forwards. And again, that's not really something that happens in the modern game, is it? It's very much, I'm so used to seeing a 4-2-3-1, a 4-3-3, maybe a 5-3-2 occasionally, but the 4-4-2, it's not really what you see anymore. Jordan, this bloke here, apparently this is your big boy. Jordan Sibichu. Anyway, he's apparently massive. So obviously, if they're going to play him, they're going to play him and square him alongside Varane. Not Varane, sorry, Lindelof. What are you feeling about the game, though? You let me know in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Get your reaction in to the starting 11. Get your predictions in, your concerns about the starting 11. Everything ahead of the game. And before I quickly invite a few more guys on to chat, make sure you subscribe to United People's TV if you're new. Let's try and hit 200. 206, 200 by the end of the stream. No, let's go 300. Come on, it's match day. Man United are back in the Champions League, ladies and gentlemen. Man United are against young boys tonight with Cristiano Ronaldo leading our line. If that's not worth a subscribe, I don't know what is. But I think it's because everyone's at work, because it was busy. It was excited on Saturday when it was Man United against Newcastle and Ronaldo's return. Today, it's like, mate, it's the middle of the afternoon. Why are we playing the Champions League in the middle of the afternoon? I know, it's a bit annoying. It's a bit early, but what can you do? But let's bring a couple more of you on here. I can see Klein, you're waiting patiently, and I can see Edmund, you're waiting patiently as well. Let's bring Klein on first, and then we'll bring you in after Ed. How you doing, Klein?
I'm good, Sam. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, mate. Welcome to the Legacy Arms. How are you feeling about that start 11, my friend?
I'm very excited. I'm super excited to see Donny, to see what he can do. I'm also a bit nervous about our midfield because if Fred is playing, that means he's out and out attacking. He's not going to do much defensive work at all, as we saw against
And that
Wolves.
concerns you.
So, yeah, it does. Big time. Because then we're putting too much pressure on Donny.
Yeah, I was going to say, so you're expecting, although it might come down as a 4-2-3-1, you're expecting Van der Beek to sit a little bit deeper than Donny and let Fred go forward. That's what you think?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Otherwise, it's going to be, should I say, I don't know if I can say it. It's going to be a shit show if they're both attacking at the same time. And then they're leaving Maguire and Lindelof to handle the rest.
As I said, that's a slight concern I've got is in the idea that I think Fred and Van der Beek are quite similar as players. Yep. So therefore, if one goes forward, the other one's going to have to hold back. I know Louis van Gaal is a bit of an old school manager, and a lot of what he did was wrong. But I remember him. It was after because he's back as Netherlands manager now. He said that fullbacks work like a steering wheel. So when one goes up, the other one stays back like that.
Yeah.
And that concept stuck with me, and that's kind of what's got to happen tonight with Fred and Van der Beek. If one of them goes up, the other one's got to stay back. If one goes up, the other stays back. Because I don't think Fred will just be stuck in a holding role, and I don't think Van der Beek will. He says that he's a number 6, but come on, he's not a number 6. No one ever thought he was a number 6. I don't even think he believes he's a number 6.
I think they both want to make the impression that they can play, or especially Donny. He's going to want to prove himself, and he's going to put, I guess he's going to put too much pressure on himself. So he might fail, he might not fail. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes.
Well, Ian backs it to Van der Beek playing number 6. But Klein, what's your prediction for the game based on that starting 11? What do you think is going to happen tonight?
I'm hoping for another 4-1. But realistically, I'm looking at maybe about 3-0. 3-0.
3-0. Oh, that would be terrible. 3-0 would be an absolutely awful result, wouldn't it? I mean, I'll take that all day long. As I said, I think I'm not surprised Solskjaer's playing Ronaldo, Pogba, Bruno. I'm not surprised he put out a very strong team. 3 points tonight are absolutely crucial. As I said, because of what we've got coming up in October, we've got Atalanta in that month, I think. And I think we've got Villarreal as well. I'm not sure. Anyway, we've got Champions League games there. So we got them all in and around Leicester, Liverpool, and Spurs. So that's when Solskjaer is going to need to rotate and rest. Therefore, he needs these 6 points from this game and Villarreal at the end of the month. But I hope you're right. 3-0. I'll take that all day long. Be interesting to see what happens with Van der Beek and Fred. But thank you very much for joining in, Klein. And I'll speak to you soon, my friend.
Cheers, Sam.
God, it's good fun, this, isn't it? It's all thirsty work in the arms tonight. Although, honestly, I do apologise. Don't hate me because it's Diet Coke. I had nothing else. I forgot to get a beer. Don't sue me. Actually, no, I'm cleaning the pipes in the Legacy Arms tonight. Yeah, I had a problem with the kegs downstairs. Jeez. But let me see if there's any other reaction coming out on Twitter to the starting 11. Anything from Solskjaer. As I said, keep letting me know your comments, reaction, fire in your super chats. Hell, join as a subscriber if you'd like to. Hit that subscribe button or join. If you join, you become one of the members. You can come on and be part of the United Legacy Arms as one of the perks, the many, many perks of being a United People's TV member. There he is. Couple of pictures of the players arriving at the stadium. We'll get these up on screen. Big night for Donny Van der Beek. Look at that face. The eyes of a number 6. The eyes of a number 6. Look, I really hope that he can do it tonight. I really, really hope so. He is the reason. There's certain players, don't get much game time, don't get used, and you can understand why they kind of sit in that role. But Donny Van der Beek has worked very, very hard. Remember what happened during the summer? He's like, finally, I'll get to play some football. And he got injured and he had to leave and wasn't part of the Euro 2020 squad for the Netherlands. Another setback for him after a year of a setback in his career. He's now starting tonight in European football. He wanted to play the Champions League. He's playing the Champions League tonight. It's taken a long time for Solskjaer to give him his chance, but Solskjaer is a manager. He's allowed to do whatever the hell he wants to do that he feels is right for the squad. Let's see what Donny plays like tonight, because if Donny comes out and puts in a fantastic performance, who's to say that Solskjaer hasn't been managing him correctly? Tony, what are you saying? Would like to see what Dalot could do. You let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Dalot, I know quite a few of you wanted to see Dalot playing tonight instead of Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka was the player last year. He played a hell of a lot of games. A hell of a lot of games last year. So we need to make sure that we see Wan-Bissaka getting rotated as well. Who else is arriving? Look at that. Is Luke Shaw cutting it? Nice. Bruno, I think personally he's probably going to be man of the match tonight if there's going to be that much space in between the defence and the midfield if they stay in a very strict 4-4-2. But I'm very excited to see Jadon scoring tonight. That's what I want to see. I really want to see Jadon Sancho scoring. I really want to see him open his United account because I'm pretty convinced that if that happens, it will just be floodgates with Jadon Sancho. Jason making a good point here. Don't forget we've got 5 subs. Of course, that's an excellent point there. You only get 3 in the Premier League, but obviously in the Champions League, you can make a couple more. Mushtaq, you think Donny really needs to grab his chance? I think you're right, and I hope he can. As I said, it's a real shame that it gets to this situation where Donny really has to perform in straight away when he's got his chance. But I suppose that's what it's like in football when you're on the fringes. You have to really take your opportunities when they come. Football Brownie, what are you saying? Pogba on the left wing will be crazy. A few more assists. I hope he gets a goal today. He deserves one. A Sancho goal too. Bruno assist. Ronaldo brace or hat-trick. I tell you what, people are feeling confident. We're all feeling excited. But we've got Pogba on the left. That front four there. Pogba on the left. Bruno through the middle. Sancho on the right. And Ronaldo up front. That is a front four capable of winning the Champions League. Make no mistake about it. In midfield, Freddie and Van der Beek. Donut FC. We all know our midfield is our weakness. Let's see what goes on there. That back 5. Lindelof has come in for Varane. What Lindelof will now need to do is because Varane set the level last game against Newcastle. What we saw was a fantastic performance from Varane. As I said, he could play in his slippers. Looked very comfortable. So any mistakes that Lindelof makes tonight will be highlighted and exaggerated by the fact that we watched Varane be so good last week. So Lindelof's going to have to up his game. But I'll tell you what, let's bring Edmund in. Let's have a quick chat, Edmund, and see how you're feeling ahead of the game. Good evening, sir. How you doing?
Hey, good evening, Sam. Yeah, hi.
Hey, how you feeling about the game?
I feel fantastic about the game, honestly, because of the way young boys are set up. They should not have played a 4-4-2, to be honest, because it will give a lot of space to Bruno Fernandes. And in fact, it will give him a lot of time to create a lot of chances, especially when Sancho is on the right and Pogba is on the left.
And is that so? You think that Bruno is going to be given too much space tonight? Then
yes, that's right. The midfielders for young boys will definitely be very restricted.
So what sort of performance are you expecting from Manchester United tonight? Do you expect us to play through the middle a lot? Do you expect us to get it to Sancho and Pogba on the wings? How do you expect us to play?
I would expect ourselves to play a lot through the right side and the left side. And Bruno will actually be very incisive through the middle as well. So it's going to be all-out attack. For me, it's going to be like a 5-0 or 5-1 score.
Ooh! Edmund's feeling confident tonight, ladies and gents. We've got 5-1 here. I'll take that all day long. And it's the case in European football is it's a little bit less intense than the Premier League, isn't it? You're gonna find the players will have a little bit more space on the ball. It will suit someone like Donny van der Beek. That's why starting him in Europe tonight was a smart idea by Solskjaer, because he'll have a little bit more time on the ball to get his head up and look around. But what's your prediction for the game tonight, Ed? You're going for a 5-1.
5-1, probably because of Lindelof being in the defensive.
That's what you're saying. No clean sheet because Lindelof's going to make a mistake.
Not exactly so, but because of how actually young boys have their own problems. They have injuries to their centre backs. So I will predict that we will actually not keep a clean sheet as well.
Well, let's hope so. So you're saying 5-1 or you're saying 4-1. Ian's saying 3-0. I'll tell you what, people, we're all feeling pretty confident. Klein, you're saying 3-0 as well. Thank you very much, Ed, for joining in. And I'm sure I'll see you after the match as well, my friend.
Okay, see you later, Sam.
Bye, Ed. God, this is good fun, isn't it? This is good fun. I'm glad we started this. Great idea for a show. Only because the community is so great. Let me have a sip of my lovely Not really that nice. Diet Coke. Keep firing in your comments, ladies and gents. We've got, how long we've got? We've got half an hour till kickoff. Let's have a nice discussion. Let's see what we're all feeling. Get your predictions into the comments below. So we've got Ed thinks it's going to be 5-1. Or is going for 4-1. Kine and Ian are both saying 3-0. What's my prediction? I haven't really thought about that yet. I'm hoping, and I said this against Newcastle. I said if Manchester United can go out strong, go out quickly, then I think it can turn into a cricket score. We didn't go out strong. We scored the first goal in the 46th minute. We conceded, and then we went. That's what we did last year. We can't do that. I've told you we need to change that. Man United like go Incredible Hulk. It's like we wait until we get angry and then we just rip the shirt off and then we go and we just start scoring goals left, right, and centre. It's good. It's great. But Manchester United need to improve our first 20, 25 minutes of games. We have to score early. We have to force young boys out of their formation, out of their comfort zone. By doing that, you're going to create spaces that we can really attack. Absolutely. Peter Pavlo, you're saying 6-0, my friend. Takeoff, you're saying 3-1. Ronaldo will be ashamed of me. One sec, let me just wash that down with some water. Ronaldo would be ashamed of me. I'll tell you what, I'd be ashamed of myself if I went anywhere near a football pitch right now. My word. I would be horrendous. Carl, you're saying, afternoon, Sam. Have the teams been announced? They have been announced, Carl. Let me pull it up for you if you haven't seen it already, my friend. And for anyone else, we have got De Gea. Lindelof is starting instead of Varane, but other than that, it's an unchanged back five. In midfield, there's changes. We have got Sir Donny of the Van de Beek. He is starting in midfield alongside Fred. Let's see how that goes. There's going to be a lot of eyeballs on that performance from Donny. Can he cut it in midfield? He said he could. Let's see if he can. Pogba's playing on the left, Bruno in the middle, Sancho on the right-hand side. Yeah, you better believe it. I can't wait to see Jadon Sancho play on the right and Ronaldo up front. Ronaldo scoring tonight. Ronaldo at any time is basically, you may as well put a, no, don't put your mortgage on it. Maybe just put a 5 on it or a 10 on it. We need a goal in the beginning, says James Black. I completely agree. Jason, you're saying Dean Henderson's still not fit. He played, I believe, for the under-23s against Arsenal earlier this week. So he's still coming back to fitness. He's not quite fit enough to play yet. But it'll be interesting to see what goes on when he's fit. I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, Sam, you had an agenda against David De Gea." Hell no, I did not have an agenda against David De Gea. And people love throwing that word around. Agenda. It's not an agenda. It's called an opinion. I thought that this summer was the right time for David De Gea and Manchester United to part ways. I thought David De Gea, with his newborn child, and Eden, who stayed in Manchester, I thought it was the right time. I thought they would have wanted to move back to Spain. And therefore, it would have made sense for Manchester United to let De Gea go. He deserves that if he wanted to leave. And for Dean Henderson to come through. But it seems like De Gea has gone the other way. It seems like De Gea has knuckled down and go, hell no. I'm the number one at Manchester United, Dean. I know you want to come through, but I'm the number one. And his performances so far this season have warranted his status as Manchester United's number one. De Gea has been fantastic. 2016-17 style De Gea. Hopefully we don't need him tonight, but we probably will. You know, we haven't got Varane in there, so will we be good enough on set pieces? I feel a little bit more confident with Varane in the team on set pieces. Going back to Lindelof and Maguire, it's given me a little bit of heebie-jeebies. But the bench, we've got to talk about the bench as well. We've got 2 goalkeepers just in case one gets injured and the other one gets injured. Heaton and Kovar. By Dalot, Varane, Mata, Matic, Lingard, Elanga, Greenwood and Martial. Really good to see Anthony Elanga coming here. Anthony Elanga was so impressive during the preseason. He was the youngster that sort of took advantage of his opportunity. Unfortunately for him, he got injured at the wrong time, just before he was able to sort of force his way into the team. But given how Pogba's playing, it's going to be tough for him to get time and minutes. But he's on the bench here. Let's see what happens. I think Jesse Lingard will probably come on ahead of him as an option up front. I think Greenwood will probably come on ahead of him. Martial will probably come on ahead of him. So I'm not sure we're going to be seeing Elanga getting too many minutes tonight, but he's traveling with the squad. That in itself is an important step for him. Before we quickly move on, how are we doing on the old subs? Come on, ladies. We only need 8 more of you to join in. Hit that subscribe button if you're new and you're here on United People's TV. Welcome to the United Legacy Arms. It's my way of bringing you closer to the channel. It's your way of getting involved. If you'd like to be involved in the show, like Ian has been, Klein has been, Ed and Orr as well, All you got to do is join the United People's TV family on YouTube. Hit the join button down below, less than the price of a pint or the price of like 5 Diet Cokes. And you can get involved and you can get the perks. If you're on Facebook, you can join a supporters club. There's a little link in the description of this video. Same price. Go over there, get involved. It's good fun. It really is good fun. Elanga could be Ronaldo 2.0, says Ian. The guy is a unit. Like, he really, really worked on his fitness during the preseason. Absolutely took advantage of that. And I'm really, really happy that Elanga turned that into results during the preseason. And he forced his way into Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's reckoning. And this summer was the chance for that because of the Euros. So many players were unavailable that the youngsters could come in. Jar, how you doing? From NYC. Nice to see you again, Jar, with a super sticker. Firing that bad boy in. What's your prediction, Jar? You let me know in the comments below. Could be worse, says Jason. Could be Eric and Victor. My word. Don't want to see that again. I really don't want to see that again. No offense to them. Be all right to have one of them, just not both of them at the same time. Boop, boop. Mikey, you're saying Van der Beek on the left. Look, we could be surprised by Manchester United's formation tonight. Although we think we know where and how Manchester United are going to line up here, maybe they're going to surprise us. Maybe you'll see this. Maybe you'll see a bit of that. I doubt this is going to happen. I really doubt this is going to happen. You're going to be dragging Bruno out of position. But maybe you'll see a 4-3-3. Maybe you'll see Van der Beek sitting slightly deeper. Maybe you'll see Fred sitting slightly deeper and Van der Beek further up. I mean, you can't rule it out. I don't think it will happen because you're playing Bruno out of position, but you can't rule it out. But I'll be honest, I think, and I don't mean this in a negative way, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is getting very predictable in terms of his starting 11s. And I'm genuinely saying that in actually quite a positive way. Because chopping and changing, remember that time, it wasn't just Ole Gunnar Solskjaer who was doing that. There was once upon a time, it was really, really goddamn hard to predict Manchester United starting 11 from game to game. We chopped and we changed and we switched formations and people came in, people came out, and you had no idea what was going on. Now, Manchester United, pretty much every single game, we're playing a 4-2-3-1. We are playing that same formation. This is the style. This is the system that Solskjaer is building this team around. I thought that was going to change to a 4-3-3 this summer. We didn't sign that holding midfielder. If we do sign that holding midfielder, whether that's in January or, I don't know, further down the line in next summer, then maybe we can switch to that 4-3-3. But for now, all season long, I think we can expect United to play 4-2-3-1. And we've got Luke Shaw here. He's getting some seriously good overlapping runs. Expect Luke Shaw to be coming down there, probably doing 1-2s with Pogba, really bringing that width down the left-hand side. And the modern-day fullbacks in a 4-2-3, and just in all real formations in the modern game, the fullbacks bring the width. Because, look, Pogba is not a winger. Pogba is a central midfielder playing on the wing. He's going to cut inside. Sancho, now Sancho is actually a winger. So we could see Sancho instead of and this will be a huge difference for Manchester United. What we've seen for a long time is whether it's Greenwood over here, Rashford, Dan James, Martial, Lingard, whoever it is, their natural instinct has been to go inside, to look for that, to bring the ball inside with them, plays across to Bruno, plays across to Pogba, maybe across to Shaw down here. And we've found ourselves getting stuck with ball retention in this area and not really much penetration. Sancho has the ability to square up to his defender, boom, knock it past him. Bring that ball with him. I can't click the ball. There we go. Bring that ball with him, go down there, and that's why I said I'm excited for that. Put a bet on a Sancho assist, Ronaldo goal tonight. That's what I want to see, getting those crosses in there. And if you get a ball to Ronaldo at that point, he is going to score. Simple as that. If you get a decent cross into Ronaldo inside, just in that area there, you're looking at a probably, I don't know, 75% plus conversion rate. I'm completely making that up, but that's how clinical Ronaldo is. And I think Sancho will bring something different to this team when he plays on the right-hand side. Honestly, it's been pissing me off watching him play on the left-hand side. I understand that he can play on the left-hand side, but just don't do it, Solskjaer. Do not do it. Play. It's the same way as Rashford can technically play on the right-hand side, but don't do it. Play Sancho on the right. Play Rashford on the left when he comes back in. Nathan, what are you saying? I can see you here, my friend. Bruno can cause our own midfield problems by getting stuck in a centre-forward position and allowing the opposition to flood our CDMs. It's a necessary evil because he is so good, but it's a problem we face. It's something that we definitely saw. I think the game we saw that the most was probably Wolves. Bruno, he gets excited sometimes, and if Ronaldo's playing there, Bruno ends up going up there as a supporting striker. And you can see where the space is here. It leaves a huge gap there. And if young boys can get the ball off us, get it to their fullbacks, and get it up here quickly, you'll find that it might expose Fred. If Fred's then going to jump in, maybe Fred's going to go and jump in for a tackle. Quick pass there. Look at that space in behind Fred. You can see where the problems can arise if that happens. It's down to discipline. Bruno is very, very good all-round midfielder. Bruno's got an excellent defensive game as well. He just has to not get too excited. I want Bruno to basically float here. Bruno should be the orchestrator. Orchestrator? I can't remember the name of the conductor. That's what he needs to be tonight. He needs to be the conductor of the orchestra. We've got Ronaldo there. We've got Sancho on the right. And we've got Pogba on the left. Bruno needs to just feed. Feed there. Feed there. Drives one straight through for Ronaldo to bang. Go on then. Why not? Just don't find yourself here, losing the ball here, because that space, I completely agree with you, Nathan, that space there will get exploited. And when we've got a central midfield partnership of Fred and Van der Beek, that is something that young boys are now going to be looking at. Is it something they would have prepared for? I'm not sure. It would have been very strange if they had prepared for that. They would have certainly prepared to play against Manchester United in a 4-2-3-1. That's for sure. So they would have expected this formation. How will they play? I'm not really sure. As I said, I haven't really watched anything of young boys. But looking at, let's see if they got any average positions on here. That'll be quite interesting. Let me see if they've got any average positions on the old sofa of the score. Player statistics. Oh, look, David Wagner's their manager, by the way. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got a 100% record against David Wagner. I thought I'd let you know. I thought I would let you know. Can't see anything here in terms of average positions. Player statistics. What about there? Nope. Never mind. See if I can pull that up next time. Fred, you're saying our performance tonight will make a statement of intent. I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. And I think this is a strong enough Manchester United team to be knocking young boys aside. When we played them in 2018, we won 3-0. Pogba got 2 goals. That fantastic goal that he scored with his left foot. You remember that one? Scored 2 goals. And I think Martial might have got the 3rd as well, if my memory is serving me well. But as Jason says here, this is something that is probably going to be laid out. That tall fella will be on Victor all game. We know that Victor Lindelof's weakness is the aerial battles. But Maguire's got to cover him. Make sure he's not exposed too much. What's the stadium called? Says, I think I know what you're trying to do here. It's Vankdorf with a V. Vankdorf Stadium. I don't know what. That's my Belgian accent. But it's Belgian. I keep saying Belgium. It's Swiss. Switzerland. Great place. Oh, my God, it's expensive. Know a few guys who've gone out there for the game and they're showing me pictures of the menus. And it's like 14 euros for a vodka and Coke. Like 15. Oh, my God. You need to have a lot of monies if you're going to go on a drinking session in Switzerland. That's all I know. But I'll tell you what, there'll be plenty of people drinking tonight if United can absolutely pump young boys. And pump young boys a team. Oh, God. It's a terrible thing to say. Sometimes you just say things and you just regret it immediately. It's probably going to be one of them there. How are we doing? Have we hit the magic 200 yet? See how we're feeling. No one's feeling that generous today. Come on, people. It's the Champions League. Get involved. Hit that subscribe button. Join the United People's TV community. Get involved. It's really quiet today, but I think it's because it's a really early kickoff, if I'm honest. The early kickoff. What do you think about the early kickoff? 5:45 UK time. Yay or nay? Or not 5:45 out in Australia. Sod knows what time it is there. Very early in the morning, I would presume. But my prediction of the game tonight, I think United have got more than enough there. More than enough to put young boys to the sword. And we should. For me tonight, something I really, really want to see is a goal in the first 20 minutes. I've got so am I. We just don't do it enough. And against Newcastle, we saw what we were good at last year. We were very good at conceding and then coming out like the Hulk. As I said, our reaction to conceding last year was superb. So many times we won so many points from losing positions last year. But what we need to do as Manchester United Football Club is re-established a dominance. And that means scoring in the first 20 minutes. That means controlling the game. That means getting the ball up the pitch, getting it to Pogba, getting it to Bruno, getting those crosses in for Cristiano Ronaldo, man. He is that guy. Ronaldo, he's Mr. Champions League, the top scorer in the Champions League. He's won it 5 times. He's won it 2 more times than we have as a fucking football club, for goodness sake. Simple. Let me see what you think in the comments. As a guy from Slovakia, says Peter Pablo, I don't care if it's an early kickoff or not. But I'm glad it works out for you, my friend. What about you? 2:27 Wednesday morning, says all. Well, that is commitment. I mean, it must be tough. Fair enough, honestly. Fair enough to you all, and fair enough to anybody from that side of the world that has to stay up that late to watch United. And you do, I doff my cap to you, because it really must be tough. But when you're seeing Ronaldo, Bruno, Sancho, and Pogba, it's a bit of an improvement on Lukaku, Sanchez, Fellaini. I mean, it's been a tough few years, right? And this team and what we've got here, this team should be cruising this group stage. It's not being cocky. It's not being arrogant. We should be cruising this group stage. We've got young boys. We've got Atalanta and we've got Villarreal. There's no excuses for Manchester United to not top this group. And that has to start tonight with a strong performance against young boys. For me, I think it will be... I'm actually going 4-1. I'm going to go for a 4-1, or I'm going to join you in the 4-1 gang, simply because, yeah, I think there's weaknesses that we've got. I think there's weaknesses we've got at the whole of the back here. There's question marks. If there's going to be question marks in this team, you're looking at it there. It's going to be inside that square. It's going to be what's going to happen between Fred and Van der Beek. There's no way that they stay very good and solid and perfect for a 90-minute period. So therefore, I think you might be seeing these players get in behind. And I don't really know who this... Apparently, this bloke's massive. So maybe young boys are going to be going for those set pieces. But for me, I'm backing Manchester United to score plenty of goals tonight. Why not? We scored 4 at the weekend, and we could have scored more. And we should have scored more. Let's see what's coming out. See if there's any quotes from the man himself. Nope. Ronaldo will... as we've already talked about this, Ronaldo will equal Iker Casillas' 177 Champions League appearances, making him the joint most appearances in the competition's history. He really is just the best. He really is. And Jason, I'm on board with this. Get 12 points as quickly as possible. What Manchester United need to do is just bank these games, get the 3 points in, boom, strong team, get them in, get it done early. Don't leave it until the last game. Tony, do you think the AstroTurf will make a difference? Of course it will. It will always make a difference. Let's see what goes on in terms of the speed of the play. Does it zip off? I think it might zip off a little bit more if you're playing on AstroTurf. It might be a little bit difficult on the ankles. You might get a couple of injuries tonight. I think United will probably, in that sense, will try and slow the game down. Because maybe playing a game on an AstroTurf at an intense pace won't suit Manchester United. Or you're saying that Jordan's not starting, he's on the bench. Well, that's a mistake. Lindelof's starting, lads. More fool you for that. Ole just said it's very fast. Well, there you go. It's going to be a very zippy pitch then. It's nice weather out there today in Bern, actually. Absolutely horrendous here in England. Moody, grey. Bit like Jose Mourinho. But not out in Bern tonight. Let me see if I can put up some quotes from Ole before we wrap up this pre-game stream. What is it now? We've got just under 15 minutes to kick off. There ain't no quotes coming out just yet. I would say Solskjaer's feeling very confident. Remember that we're actually making... It's a key difference here. We're actually rotating a couple of players. We really are doing a bit of rotation. And that is crucial. It's what I said in my 5 problems that Solskjaer needs to fix. I said that Solskjaer has to make sure that he rotates his team. So I can't begrudge him when he rotates his team. What we need to see now, and this is the crucial difference, is when you take Varane out, when you put Van der Beek in there instead of Matic, can you see the same sort of control that we saw against Newcastle? Well, we didn't see that much, overly large amounts of control, did we? But what needs to happen when you've got a starting 11 and you rotate, what Manchester United need to make sure that happens is that the football doesn't drop off, that we play a completely different style of football, that we look like a different team. What you need to do, and I kind of agree, 3, maybe 4 players on a rotation. Any more than that, and I think it's a bit risky. You're definitely going to struggle to keep the same sort of level of performance and style if you rotate that many players. 3, probably the perfect amount. And as has been pointed out here in the comments, you can make 5 subs. If you can make 5 subs, Manchester United should not have a problem controlling this game. What we should do, in an ideal world, this is 3-0 by 60 minutes. If it's 3-0 by 60, you can get Elanga on. You can give him some game time. You can take Paul Pogba off. You can keep Van der Beek on for the full 90. Van der Beek's definitely getting 90 minutes tonight, I personally think, anyway. Let me head down to the comments, right? So I'll give you 5 more minutes now before we wrap up. If you are new here, make sure you get involved in the comments, and make sure, of course, that you subscribe to United People's TV. How are we doing here? We've hit the 200 mark. Look at that. It's going to be a bit of a quiet match day by comparison to the Newcastle one, but I suppose it's not the return of Cristiano Ronaldo. So, of course, it's going to be a little bit quieter. The early kickoff, that's not pleasing a lot of people. But I'll tell you what, it's pleasing a lot of people who are out in Bern, because it's the perfect kickoff if you're out on an away day, because the game's done nice and early. You get back in town like, I don't know, 8, 9, and then you still got the whole night. Absolutely perfect. Young boys have received the red card in 2 of their last 3 games. If that happens, the score could get silly. I don't like watching cricket, but I like cricket scores. I wouldn't mind seeing one tonight. Newcastle didn't press, says Jason. If young boys don't press, we will be grand in the middle. I hope so. I think you're right. Before I do finish off, you get your predictions and your goal scoring predictions. Who's going to score and what's the score going to be? You let me know in the comments below. I'll read a few of your predictions out before we wrap it up today. But we've all got to be confident tonight. As I said, the arrogance needs to come back from Manchester United. The arrogance was there. Not arrogance, but arrogance. Confidence, so much confidence that other people can look at it and go, oh, you're an arrogant bastard. But no, it's just confidence and self-belief. We delivered. Ronaldo delivered against Newcastle. Tonight, we've got to do it against young boys. It's a lose-lose match, if you know what I mean. If we beat young boys, you're Man United. You're expected to beat young boys. If we lose or we have a tough performance or it's not very good, question marks. Oh, you should have done left, right, and centre. That's why I say it's a bit of a lose-lose situation. So we've got to be professional tonight. We've got to do the job, go out there, and if we've got ambitions of winning the Champions League, we can't be struggling against young boys in Bern. Let me have a look. Go down here in the comments and see what you think. Take off. You think Ronaldo brace, Jaden 1 goal, and Bruno goal. So that's 4 goals. Didn't say what the score would be, but 4 goals. I would take that. Carl Baldwin, you're saying 2-0 United. I would take that. 2-0 first half, says Azil. Or you're saying 4-1, 2 for Ron, 1 for Donny. Imagine that. That would be lovely. I'd love to see a goal for Donny tonight. That would be fantastic if he can get that. 4-0, says Mustaik. DVB will impress. Ronaldo scores 2 and Bruno scores as well. Only Bayern and PSG can stop a English side winning it. I don't disagree with you there, Jonathan Rose. PSG, obviously, going to be considered favourites because they've signed Messi, but we signed Ronaldo, so joke's on you. 4-0 to United, says Dan Herschel over there. Stevie, on Facebook, you're saying 3-0, 2 for Ronaldo and 1 for Bruno. What's going on up here? 3-0 Pogba, says Gonzalo, and hope Sancho will score. For me, if we're looking at goal scorers and the impact that could have, Sancho is the player I really want to see score tonight. I think he's playing on the right-hand side. It's his preferred position. It's in European football. It should have more space for him to exploit. If Sancho can score, I think the floodgates will open. I think he's feeling probably a little bit of pressure on himself to deliver that first one. But as soon as you do that, it's like, And I think once that happens, we can see Jadon Sancho refinding that sort of form that made him one of the best players in the world in his position. But I'll wrap up now. I'll give you 10 minutes to all get prepared. Get your cans of Diet Coke. Ideally not. Get yourselves prepared for the game. Kicks off in less than 10 minutes. Manchester United against Young Boys. Thank you very much for joining in and coming into the United Legacy Arms. Klein, Orr, Edmund, Ian. Who else joined in? Can't remember. But thank you all for joining in as members. If you'd like to become on screen here at the United Legacy Arms, all you've got to do is join as a member down below on YouTube. Hit that join button on Facebook. There's a link in the description of this video. Less than the price of a pint. Your way of getting involved. and it's interactive. I'll be here live after the game, hopefully after Ronaldo scores a hat-trick, because then I'm in the mornings. Oh, well, only if Fred gets a yellow card, but I think Fred probably will get a yellow card. So that's my bet tonight. Ronaldo hat-trick and a Fred yellow. Let's see if I'm right. See if I'm Mr. Miyagi today. But thank you very much, everybody, for joining in. I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it. Remember, I'm going to be here for an hour before every game this season. A new show that I've launched. Thank you very much for all joining in, for making it easy and special to chat to you. But I'll be here after the game. Let's see what happens. And Donny, put in a good performance. Please put in a good performance.